What is going on, guys? Shaved Brian here. I'm sorry, it was for a Halloween costume. I do not like shaving my face as much as you guys don't like it, but I'm having my first drink of the night. Happy Saturday to you guys. Cheers to you guys if you're having a little adult beverage. Let's do two. That's a Death Squad mug right there. Oh, God. I need to pour more Red Bull in that. Anyways, if you want to get a Death Squad mug or if you want any Death Squad merch, guess where you go? DEATHSQUAD.tv. And right at the very top, you can click on Shop Squad. And that'll take you to ShopSquad.tv. Or you can just go to ShopSquad.tv. It's easy. Anyways, we have shirts, hats, mugs, stickers. Even there's only a few left of these jackets. It's getting a little chilly out there, maybe. Not in Texas. I think we had 85 today. I think it's going to get down this week to about the 70s, maybe low mid 60s. And then we're going back up to 80 or something. We've had one of the weirdest weather years. We haven't had rain in forever. And we were in the hundreds last week. We had rain today, though. It rained for 5 minutes. And let me tell you, I ran out of the house like my house was on fire just to look at rain. It was so nice seeing rain again. Anyways, this is a nice Coach's jacket. I actually had a jacket when I used to live in Los Angeles that the Latinos wore. And I got one of them. It was like an RVCA jacket, whatever, some skateboarding jacket. And I used to wear the shit out of that jacket. And then one day I was like, man, I should get a Death Squad jacket just like this, like one of these Coach's jackets. And I made like 12 of them because they were so expensive. They were like almost $100 each. And I'm like, I can't sell these. No one's going to buy a jacket for $100. They're just, and I didn't have enough money to buy like more to make the price go down cheaper. Like if I bought 1,000, maybe it would be cheaper. So I never sold them. And I just gave them out to friends, certain people. And then somebody recently wore one of my jackets that I gave them out, and everyone was like, I want one of those. So I decided, let's just make it. Maybe the price has gotten cheaper. I have money to buy more now. And so I did, and the price is a little bit cheaper. It's still pretty, I mean, it's $85 now. So I got it down a little bit cheaper. So it is an expensive jacket, but you guys seem to love it. It's a nice, warm, lightweight jacket, and it's made by a good company, a quality jacket. But there you go. It's shopsquad.tv if you want to go to it, or just go again to deathsquad.tv. You can also find every past episode of Kill Tony, including Monday's episode, which we were in Vegas recently, and we recorded 2 episodes of Kill Tony. This one is great. Harlan Williams, Dr. Phil, classic. Great episode. We filmed it at Resorts World. If you haven't been to Vegas, Resorts World is one of these new hotels out there. China came and just bought this. It's owned by China, and it's a really nice place. I've actually stayed there before. They have like an indoor mall in there. They have a mini sphere in there. The food court at that place is like a bunch of food trucks, you know. So it's kind of cool. I like their food court. It's just a nice little newer place there, Resorts World. If you haven't been, it's a good place. It's a little off the strip. It's like kind of almost near Old Vegas. You know, it's on the end of the strip towards Old Vegas. I don't hate it, but yeah, we did it there. Beautiful theater. We did it at. Finally, it was released Monday. So check it out if you haven't. Go to youtube.com/KillTony or just click this big Kill Tony logo here or Kill Tony at the top. You can click all that stuff. Big week for Kill Tony, as you guys know. I don't really want to talk about any of that shit, by the way. I'm kind of over it. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. Anyways, moving on. You could also go to the Sunset Strip Comedy Club. Yes, I own a comedy club here in Austin, Texas. So if you're ever in Austin and you're coming out here maybe to see a Kill Tony show or go to the Mothership and check out that awesome club, make sure you go next door to the Mothership and check out my club, at least on Thursday. That's when I have my secret show. You can click right there and go to it or go to sunsetstripatx.com. And we have shows all the fucking time. Like, look, tonight, Rachel Wolfson and friends. You know Rachel from Jackass, the girl from the latest Jackass movie? She's my good friend, and she now lives here in Austin. She has a show tonight, but it's too late because it started 49 minutes ago. Anyways, there's shows all the fucking time. My show, though, of course, The Secret Show, every single Thursday. And wow, this Thursday, we had our Halloween episode. I love it when Halloween falls on a Thursday. I've done this a few times in the lifespan of The Secret Show because I'm not gonna lie, I like dressing up in costumes. When I was a kid, I didn't dress up as costume. You know, I grew up kind of poor. My parents got divorced in the 80s, which was unheard of. Like in Ohio, I think we were one of the first people to get divorced. My parents were probably one of the first people to get divorced in the early 80s. Like you young kids don't even know that divorces were not really a thing in the 80s. It was more rare. Mostly because of religion. Who knows? Let's not get into that. But I got divorced, and so I lived with my mom and my sister in a apartment. I had to share a bedroom with my sister, which is weird. We had a bed on each side of this small ass room. I think this room I'm in right now is twice as big as it was. And we had our dressers in between, separating the room. So we had a little bit of privacy. Yeah, we didn't have much money. I remember my mom, I was a ghost most years. And that was because you could just cut 2 holes into an old sheet and become a ghost. It literally cost. My mom used to have a box of sheets, just a big box of sheets, like old sheets. Every couple of months, she'd throw another sheet in there. And so every Halloween, I was like, ooh, look at all these sheets. I got 5 ghost costumes in here. What I didn't know, though, until I got a little bit older, was those were all the sheets my mom ruined with her period and shit like that. Because they all had a little blood stain somewhere on them. And I used to, as a kid, go, I that's where I got shot. I'm a ghost that got shot. Pretty disgusting now that I know what it was. I think I was in high school when I figured it out. It's pretty fucking disgusting. But because of that, now as an adult, I like once a year I like dressing up. Sometimes I try a little harder. Like one time I spent like 3 months prior to Halloween just to get a really accurate. I wanted to be fat Indiana Jones. And I got like the same hat he got. I got the same shirt. I mean, it took me a while to get every single piece of that Indiana Jones costume. And it was when I first started dating Janice, my little Asian fiance, and I got her the exact hat, that short round. Remember short round? Like, if you like, we stepping on fortune cookie. Those aren't fortune cookies, from Indiana Jones. Step on it, But I got her the exact baseball hat that Short Round wore, which was like a 1940s New York Yankees hat. Sorry, New York hat. But, some years I take a little bit more more time on my costume. This year, I was actually going to be like, I spent a good chunk of money. I spent like, I think $300 on a costume that was handmade. I didn't know it was handmade from China until I already ordered it. But it was one of those websites that looks like it's an American company, and then it gets shipped from China. But it was handmade. Like the pieces were hand painted and stuff like that. But when I found out it was from China, I had them up the size a size, because if you've ever ordered anything from China, you know that you always go a size higher than maybe 2 sizes higher than you usually wear, because they're very little people, and to them, like an extra large is are small, pretty much. It's true. I mean, they kind of know though, like American sizes and Asian sizes are definitely different. They know that. But I'm pretty sure anyone that's ordered from Temu or something like that has gone like, this isn't a large, or this isn't an extra large. So I bought it, and I bought it a size up, and it was a really well done. Hey, Janice, can you bring me up my costume helmet down there? Just the helmet part? I was going to be Fat Wolverine. And so I got a Wolverine costume that was hand painted. It had claws, it has a mask, and it's one of those ones where like it looks like legit cosplay. And it was like $380. I think actually I upgraded the claws or something like that, and it became like almost $500 or something. I upgraded something on it. Like, no, I want the higher end version. And I was so excited, and everything, like I tried it on, and everything was working great. And then here, I'll show you. Just look at this mess. I mean, this is nice. This is actually hand painted, and it is like a nice rubber. Now, this is just the mask part. Smells like paint. What? Oh, here we go. Smells like paint. I mean, that looks fucking great. I was going to be such a fucking superhero. I can't hear now. My headphones won't. That doesn't work. I was going to be such a superhero, and I was so excited. I was so excited to be Fat Wolverine, because in the past I have been Fat Indiana Jones. I've been Fat Wendy's. I was Fat Pickle Rick one year. But being Fat Wolverine, I even grew my hair for the last like 2 months. I had even grown my hair out so that if I took this off, like my hair already looks like Wolverine's hair, and I could have even pulled it off without the mask on. But sure enough, everything fit great until I got to the actual underneath part. There was things that went on top of it, and it had like this puny little zipper. And I'm sure, like I was going to actually try to lose like 15 pounds, but I was like, I don't even want to. It's not even worth it, because I could probably have done like a corset or whatever they're called, and had little Janice sit there. But the problem was that little zipper was so puny, and like but it also, when I got it, I was like, this is like a hot costume. I want like to be able to unzip it and zip it when I have to, because I don't know. So I decided last minute not to be Fat Wolverine. And then it occurred to me, I should be Donald Trump at McDonald's. So that's what I was. And I thought about this a while. It was probably about 2 weeks ago when I decided I wanted to be it. And it really pissed me off, because it was about whenever Trump was at McDonald's, it was literally like 2 days after that I decided I wanted to be Trump at McDonald's. And of course, everybody else must have thought the same thing, because I wanted to get the exact replica apron that he had. And I found out it was like a charity McDonald's apron. And of course, on eBay, they were going for like $300. And then I finally found a real McDonald's apron, but it was a different color. And then the Trump wig I got. I mean, this was like last minute. The Trump wig I got was supposed to be a good Trump wig, and it was okay, but I kind of looked like Trump from the '70s. And then the makeup I had, they sold out of orange makeup everywhere. Like if you were trying to get orange makeup to be Trump, like it was crazy. It was sold out everywhere. So I had to actually get real makeup. Like I think I got Kim Kardashian makeup or something, and it was okay, but it just looked like I was really tan, but not enough orange. It was also weird because when I sent photos to my parents, they actually they were like, "Wow, who's that guy?" I go, "It's Trump," and they're like, "No, we know that. That's Trump at McDonald's, but who is that? That's a great costume." They didn't even recognize me. Both my mom and dad separately. You know, they're divorced, so they both didn't recognize their own son. I don't understand why, because I think it looks like me. I actually don't like my Trump. There it is, right there. I think I don't know. I don't think I look like Trump at all. And I think it's because, you know, when you have somebody like Shane Gillis that just knocks, like when he does Trump, that's just like, oh my God, that is Trump, you know, that looks just like Trump. I don't think I look like Trump at all. I tried to have my little pouty lips going on there. I don't know. I think maybe my eyebrows, I should have did some more blonde things on my eyebrows. I also think the wig is just like, Trump doesn't have that kind of hair anymore. I almost like I have a Ken doll or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. And then I can't really do Trump's voice either. So I was like, you know, at the secret show, I was just like, I can't even remember how I did the Trump voice. We have, I can't do Trump. So I just told everyone that I was going to do my Dennis Quaid voice. So I look like this, and then I was just like, "Hi, I'm Dennis Quaid," you know. So I was doing Dennis Quaid while looking like McDonald's Trump. It was confusing the audience, I think. Here is what Janice was a dog walk. I mean, this is how innocent Janice is. Like, she was so excited about this costume. She wanted to be like, you know, when you see like the dog shows, like one of those dog walker weirdo people that has like the outfit and they prance around with their dogs and stuff. I think she nailed that look, by the way. And I also found out that when Janice gets old, she's still going to be adorable. Like, look at that. Even with a gray old wig and old clothes, she still looks like a little adorable little old lady. I would plow that old lady right there. I would plow that. Mm-hmm. Anyways, this is Janice at the secret show kicking the dog around. Yeah, fun times. Anyways, my show is every Thursday. It's called The Secret Show. We had so many amazing comics on the show. And I told all the I'm going to take this off, by the way. It's getting sweaty as fuck in there. Anyways, I told all the comics, hey, you have to dress up to be on the show. You know, I just wanted it so everybody was in costume, which is fun. And luckily, most comics are totally down to being dressed up. It's like a cheat code when you're doing stand-up comedy because you get to actually, you know, some comics dress up in suits. Some comics dress up when they go on stage. And I really admire those guys because they almost get to, you know, it's easier. I think it's easier to be in a costume and do jokes when you're kind of almost playing a character. I fucking love it. I think it's fun. So like once a year, you kind of get to do that. And let me tell you, it was so fun being Trump on stage. I felt so free. It was great. Anyways, we had so many people come do it. Anyways, it's every Thursday. Go to sunsetstripatx.com or go to deathsquad.tv. Can't wait for the next one. But we had such a great lineup. Just to show you some of the costumes that the comics did. Let's see, get this out of here. Let me see here. luckily, we have a lot of good photographers that were there, including our good friend Joe White and our house photographer that took some photos. Martin Phillips, the funny ass Martin Phillips from Kill Tony. This is the funniest story ever because, all right, in the green room of the Sunset Strip, while the show has started, there is a door, a glass door that you go open up to go on stage, right? And in that glass door, there's like a little room and there's like a curtain there. And then there's another curtain. Like, so there's a couple of little rooms behind the stage. But I went just to look to see if Martin was back there because I had to tell Martin to bring up another comic. And I just see Martin sitting on the ground, like a shirt off. He had a wig on. And I was just like, what is going on? Like, it scared me. And he was getting in the costume. Like, he was getting in the costume because he didn't want to walk around in his costume because it's silly. And I guess he didn't want to just hang out in the green room in his costume. And I didn't know what it was or his costume. I was kind of freaked out. But then once he got on stage and I saw what his costume was, it was just fucking hilarious. And the fact that of all people, he did this costume. Martin, by the way, not only a funny motherfucker, but he is funny off stage. And this is just a great example of how silly Martin is. He was Andre the Giant. I mean, just how silly is that? It's pretty silly. Love it. He did a great Andre the Giant. Jamar just looks like he's in the costume all the time. Kim Congdon. This is more of an inside joke, and you can't really tell on this. She was a Thai boxer, Thai boxing, Thai Rivera boxing. That's an inside joke. Of course, Kermit the Frog. Everyone loves Ari Maddie, who's Kermit the Frog. Ari was actually going to wear my Wolverine costume, but I think he just didn't want to put all that shit on. He just wanted to do something easy. And he was also Kermit the Frog because I don't know. I still don't know what Cam was. He had some. Oh, I think he was the Grinch or something. Like he just had. I don't even know what he was. This was one of my favorite. Derek Poston. We have like a bunch of video games in the green room, like Nintendo Switch and shit. And most of the comics, like even if they're not going on stage, they'll come over and they have Mario Kart competitions in the back room. They just, that's all they do. Like they play Mario Kart and college football and shit like that against each other. But Derek was the Wiggler, and that was not a slur. Wiggler is a character from Mario Kart. I didn't even know this was a character because I like, who picks this character? But Derek has always been the Wiggler, and he somehow found a Wiggler costume. And let me tell you, watching Derek going around as the Wiggler, hilarious fucking costume. Yonder Wizard, a great Yonder Wizard, fucking killed it, by the way. He was a creepy ass clown wearing a suit. And let me tell you, he does the pre-show. Like, he plays the music starts a half hour before the show, and he just jams out, does music and stuff. But him with his hair blowing around in the fan, wearing that, and he was creeping everyone out. Like, you know, clowns are creepy, but Yonder's a big guy with crazy hair. And when you see Yonder with that makeup on, fucking crazy. These photos, by the way, are from Joe White. Yeah, look at that. Just nuts. Crazy. Do we have any more photos? No, I don't think we have any more photos. Anyways, I posted a bunch of photos on my Instagram throughout the night. If you don't follow me, it's Redban on Instagram. I'll try to post some more photos. I think I have some photos on my phone. Maybe I could show you. Yeah, here's the Wiggler bending over. Look at his booty. I just thought it was funny. His booty was, look at that little booty. Derek bending over. Hans Kim, I mean, look at that. Hans Kim, what is that? I was going to say Napoleon Dynamite. You know, Hans Kim, history buff, Hans Kim. Um, Enrique Chacon just wore, he just wore like he just fit in. He just wore like he just looked like a construction worker. So I mean, that's just kind of cheating, I guess. But yeah, Lucas McCrary, just a bunny rabbit. Some comics, they're not in the mood as much. Brian Holtzman wins though. For most random costume. I first thought Brian Holtzman was what's her name, Felicia Shad, who's the woman from the Cosby Show that played Bill Cosby's wife. Is that Felicia Rashad? Why do I even know that? That's a weird thing to know, Brian. I thought he was Felicia Rashad at first, but he pretty much was just a hodgepodge. Is that what you call it? Hodgepodge? Just a potpourri, I don't even know what he was. He wouldn't tell anyone what he was, but it was hilarious seeing Brian Holtzman just walking around like that. I mean, what is this costume? What is this costume? I have no idea what that costume was. Yeah, trying to find some more. Joe White, the guy who took all those photos. Brian, you've heard of Joe White if you're old time listener. I didn't even know he was in a costume because Joe White, if you don't know, Joe's like, I don't know how old he is. Pretty old. I'd say maybe 70s. Sorry, Joe. I don't, still smokes 2 packs a day. One of those guys, just classic. And he's a pimp. He just hangs out at strip clubs. And Brian, you should have seen the tits on that woman. He's like classic Texas. I respect him so much. Anyways, I thought because he's just a pimp already, I didn't even know he was in costume when he walked in. And then I was like, oh shit, he's The Rock. I thought he was just a pimp already. Brian, I'm The Rock. Let's see, do I got any more pictures? Oh, Drew Nickens was there. Of course, Drew is his favorite cartoon character because this is what Drew Nickens, I guess, watches still. Now, he was a Teletubby, and man, what a perfect. I could see Drew Nickens working as a Teletubby, in another life. Just he would be one of those guys working that. Do I have any more photos? No, I don't think I'd have any more photos. There you go. So anyways, that was my Halloween. What'd you guys do for Halloween? Yeah, Claire Huxtable is who I was looking at. Thank you, Golden Needle. Did you guys have any fun costumes? Huh? So, wow, Nicholas must be a member of my YouTube because if you're a member of my YouTube, you get videos all the time. It's $5 a month. You get extra videos. You get deleted videos. But I already posted this whole video to my members only section. And so we are going to just take a little quick look at this video because that's what tonight's episode is about. Tonight's episode is a drunk purchase. If you're a longtime watcher, you guys know that I am a little baby when it comes to having some drinks and laying in bed and buying things I shouldn't have bought, like Wolverine costumes from China. And most of the time, I regret it and I'll never use it. And why did I buy it? That cost a lot of money. What the fuck am I doing? I need to turn off my credit cards before I go to bed at night. This time around, I did something that I'm never one of those mystery box guys. I'm not one of those guys that does the mystery stuff too much. But there's a website I enjoy. If you don't know what Woot.com is, Woot is a website I've been going to over 10 years, maybe 15 years I've been going to it, based here in Texas. Woot is a company that recently got bought by Amazon. Amazon now owns Woot. Woot is always been a place that you can buy really cheap shit. They used to have, I still think they do it, the deal of the day. Now they have more deals, but every night, I think it's 10 o'clock or midnight, they have a new deal of the day. And it used to be badass. Like you'd go there, refresh your page at 10 o'clock, and it's like, oh, you could buy an iPod for $50, you know? And usually what it is, Woot has always been like a place that, you know, kind of like Ross, dress for less, but when it comes to technology. Sometimes it's like older tech that, you know, if they release a new version of it, they just buy all the old stock. It's old stock, new stock, old stock. They buy all the old stock and then they put it for super cheap. But a lot of times Woot also gets these weird deals. Let's say HP, you know, the computer company. Let's say HP gave all these laptops to a trade show for people to use. And then after the trade show was done in 3 days, they now had 300 laptops and they can't resell them. So Woot will buy them at a cheap price and then sell them as like refurbished. You know what I mean? Like they get like weird deals all the time of weird products. But Woot also, here, I'll just show you what Woot looks like. This is Woot right here. Woot also, since they got bought by Amazon, they've had a lot of like clearance stuff, and you could get a lot of good deals on Woot. Like as an example, let's just look and see what their electronic is. Electronic of the day. New Apple AirPods 4. Okay. So what is this? New AirPods 4 wireless earbuds. Why is it? So it's not that much cheaper. It's 12% off. But why? How'd they do that? I don't know. Anyways, I recommend, you know, just put this in your rotation when you're just laying around in bed at night. Just check out Woot. And I recommend, like, if you see something you like this new Bissell Turbo Clean mop, just like copy the title of it and go to Amazon and see how much it is. Sometimes you're actually getting a pretty good deal, especially when it comes to refurbished stuff. Like if there's refurbished things, a lot of times they get some pretty good refurbished. They also have a t-shirt of the day. If you ever check out me and Ari Shafir still wears these shirts. They have like a new t-shirt every day, like a brand new t-shirt. Sometimes they're crazy. Anyway, sometimes you go on here and it's just fucking amazing. Other times, not so much. But you'll see Ari, half of Ari's t-shirts are from Woot.com. Me and Ari, unfortunately, I told Ari about this website, and then he started buying. And then a lot of times me and Ari had the same t-shirts for a while. Then I stopped buying shirts from here, and then Ari still does or still has the shirts. I don't know. I'll occasionally buy a shirt from here still. Anyways, one thing that Woot has had in the past a lot was a mystery laptop. And I've always been like, well, what? A mystery laptop? If I'm going to get a laptop, I'm going to get a laptop. I'm not going to want a mystery laptop. Well, the other day I was drunk in bed and they had mystery laptops, and it started from $200, $279 all the way down to $180. So there was like different price points. Like, do you want a $279 mystery laptop, $150 laptop? And then within each of that, there was different things. So like if you got the $279 laptop, the condition was refurbished, but grade A, meaning this was probably used once, somebody bought it and returned it, or they replaced the whole outer shell so it looks brand new, you know. And I was like, damn, grade A laptop, $279. I was like, you know what? I don't need a laptop at all. But, you know, I could just see what I get, because they also show you like you can get a laptop that's an i5 all the way to an i7. Like it's kind of like a lottery. You know, the 30% of the people are going to get like this higher end machine. Some are just going to get in the middle. Some are just going to get the low. So I was like, you know, that might be fun. Maybe I could just make a video of it, you know, for virtual Redban or something, make a video of it. And then if, you know, I don't really need a laptop, but maybe I could just use it as one of those laptops you just keep on the couch. So when you're watching a movie, you could pull out and just like check your email or something. Like you're not doing anything crazy on it. Or I could just take it to Sunset Strip. They might need a laptop for the sound guy or something like that. Maybe I could just bring it to them. Who cares? It's $279. I'm not expecting much. It's more of just like, what happens? What do I get? So if you are a member of me on YouTube, $5 a month. Can you hear that? My cat's about to puke on my chair. It's okay, Uma. Uma, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't puke on my chair. Uma, it's okay. Oh, she swallowed it. Uh-oh, she's back. Uma, it's okay. Go downstairs and puke. Don't puke on my chair, please. It's okay. Janice, help her out. This is, by the way, our cat has only puked once before, so this is like very rare. Anyways, let's move on. So if you are a member, you can watch this full video. I'm not going to show the whole video. Let's get to the juice. This is me earlier, right before I went live here. I recorded me actually unboxing it for the first time. Let's see what $279 gets us, guys. Here we go. What's up, guys? Redban here, and I have something new and different. I decided to buy a mystery laptop. Now, I just explained this to you, so let's just go right to the unboxing. Inside here yet, I have unsealed it just so I can open it, but it is light. So let's look inside. Well, first, there is a power cord, and it is a USB-C power cord. It's a Dell. I can tell there's a Dell logo on it. Never owned a Dell. Have you guys owned a Dell? Never owned a Dell. I'm trying to see how big this power supply is. That can kind of give us a hint. It looks like it's a 65 watts. So yeah, this is going to be a small laptop for sure. Now it's sealed really nice. It's in this bubble pack. Ooh, look at this baby. First look, this looks brand new. Seriously, this is a brand new laptop, by the way. I don't think it's been used ever. Like I even checked, I guess I'll just show you. I don't see a single scratch. Usually you can see a scratch around the USB. I almost wonder if they replaced the shell of this. Yeah, I mean, all the ports and everything like that, there's not a single scratch on it. Looks like you have an old school USB on here. What is this? I don't know what that is. Yeah, there was like there's like a place on the side that looks like maybe you could put a SIM card in or something. It almost looks like it's an SD slot, but it's not. USB-C, 2 USB-Cs, HDMI, a mini SD card reader, and something that looks like almost a SIM tray or something right here. I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't know what this is. The little thing is right there. Anyways. Doesn't smell new though. I will say that. Doesn't smell like electronics. Doesn't smell new. Smell. Inside looked immaculate, by the way. Oh, this has to be brand new. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but this is like brand new. Okay, so I just want to get through this real quick to see. So anyways, I have to go through all the setup and stuff like that. Come on, I think I'm upstairs connected to. Sure, it's. So I found it on Amazon. I think it's what it is on Amazon. Showing it can do this. And on Amazon, it says it's $739, but it's also saying it's new. It also says it's shipping from Big Box LLC, which sounds like a reseller. So I have to do some more research on this. I don't know if this is the exact same laptop. $739 seems a little high in my opinion. And on the photos on Amazon, it shows that it could do some weird, like it could fold. Like I think that maybe that's just bad photos, but yeah, if you look at this, what? Wait, this is showing it can do this. It can't do this. But I also think that maybe that's a different model. But nowhere in the description on the Amazon it says that it's touchscreen, and usually you only do this when it's a touchscreen computer, so it turns into like an iPad type thing. Nowhere it said it was touchscreen or that it could do this. So I think maybe this is just some bad photos. I almost think that I don't want to break. I almost think that this laptop is like a special laptop. Like maybe there's a model that can fold like that, and they just made these more basic versions for like college, and they gave these out to college kids or something. Like you ever hear like, Dell made a bunch of laptops and gave them out to high school kids for free. I think maybe that was something like that or something. And they just had extra ones. Like I am definitely going to like look up and research this later just to see, because I almost think this is like a special one-off laptop. Like I would be interested to see if this was actually a real laptop they sold, or if this was like, oh no, it's actually based off this laptop that was a touchscreen laptop and it could do all this, but they must have changed the monitor for a special reason and gave it to a bunch of school kids. Anyways, here is that laptop. It is, like I said, brand new looking. Everything seems brand new. There is a weird sticker that is covering something up on the back. I just noticed that. Let me peel this sticker off. Okay, that sticker must be cemented on. How the fuck is that? That's not moving. What kind of sticker is that? 3M must have some like secret sticker sauce. That is definitely covering something up. Oh, I can kind of see. I think it's covering up. I can see with the light. Maybe you guys can see this. It looks like you can kind of see through it. See, can you guys? I don't know if that would come up. I don't know if I can get that close. Oh God! It can. If you shine light on it, you can kind of read through it. It looks like that's what the model and serial number is. Like, I don't know, it's sketchy shit. I am going to research this more. I literally just unboxed this before I went live. It does have Windows 11, I think, on it. Windows 10 or 11, or it's a Latitude 7310. I did like Google it, and you could find used ones for about the same price I bought it used for. But I have a hard time finding it, like any information about it. That makes me think it's one off. Anyways, it's a fine basic laptop. I'll probably give it to the Sunset Strip so that the sound guys can use it, or the bartenders, or somebody can use it over there. Someone that's good. These kind of laptops are good if we need it for people at this, at my work or at my comedy club. So I kind of just got it for that. I probably won't use it. I did just order one of those new MacBooks, M4s, Extremes. Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you guys know anything about that? Oh, by the way, thanks for everyone that I missed. Holy shit, Nicholas, thank you. Gifted 10 Redban memberships. Guys, shout out to Nicholas. A lot of you guys got a free subscription to Redban. So you guys can see all those exciting videos of me unboxing a mystery computer. Dylan, thanks for the tip. $2. Were you drunk at MSG? You were bombing, dude. Honestly, I don't remember MSG. That's one of the few episodes I didn't edit. I edit almost every episode of Kill Tony, but these big arena ones, a lot of times I don't edit them. The production company that did it edited some, which fine by me. There's like 12 cameras. I don't feel like editing 12 cameras. Let them do that. But I also don't remember that week we filmed 2 episodes of Kill Tony in Austin, and then we flew to Vegas and filmed 2 more episodes. Really don't remember. Oh, you're saying MSG. MSG, I don't remember that either. So sorry. Sorry I bombed for you, man. Sorry. I don't remember the episode we recorded an episode Monday. I don't even remember. The only reason I remember episodes sometimes it's because I edit it and then I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. When you do this show for so long, your brain just kind of resets every week. It's funny. Box Lane, thanks for the tippy poo. Woot, the site sounds like Amazon return packages. Have you seen them before? Amazon doesn't put returns back through its, or sellers don't pay storage fee. Yeah. A lot of Woot isn't returns though, because they have a lot of them. You know, a lot of Woot is, I would say, old product, or like if a product has like a flaw, like the volume label is missing or something like that. That's more like Woot stuff. I would say Woot sells more like imperfection things that maybe is fixed later, you know, but they can't sell it new. Stuff like that. Sometimes Woot has a good deal though, especially if you're just random, like looking for something and you're like, oh shit, that's actually a great deal. I've been, you know, looking for that. You can also buy a lot of like iPhones, like refurbished iPhones that are like, look like they're brand new. So if you're like trying to find a phone, a lot of times you can go there for phones. Sam, thanks for the tippy poo. Thank you, buddy. Darth Crater, thanks for the tippy poo. So there you go. That's my unboxing of my mystery laptop. I'm now looking at Woot right now just to see if there's anything else that looks kind of decent. No. Yeah, I did get the new Apple, if you guys didn't know, this week. They released a bunch of new products. Did you guys know? By the way, Woot.com, the website I was just talking about, I bought a M1 iMac, brand new. It was pink, which I don't care. I like the color pink. But it was pink and brand new. And I got it for, I forget what it was. I think originally it was like $800. But then I found out that it was a iMac from a different country and the power cable was wrong. So I emailed Woot and they gave me a credit to buy a new power cable. They gave me $300 off it. So I ended up getting a new iMac M1 for, I think, less than $500. That's the kind of deals you can get on Woot.com. Especially, you know, when you get it and you're like, dude, it's not even a US power cord. And they're like, all right, we'll give you $300, buy a new power cord. Sorry about that. You'll get good deals. Anyways, if you were on Apple website or if you didn't know, Apple released a bunch of new shit this week. They released a new MacBook Pro, a new Mac Mini. They've released new iMacs. I would say out of all the things that they released, this new Mac Mini is the coolest thing. If you are a broke boy or a girl and you're looking for a powerful computer for the cheapest price you can get, you can't beat this on a PC, which is unheard of. Usually you can spec out a PC and get it to the point of a Mac and have it be a lot better for the price. Dude, you can't beat this price because this starts off at $599 and it is a powerful little motherfucker. Now, it doesn't come with a monitor. It doesn't come with a keyboard or a mouse. You bring your own shit. But if you're looking for a powerful computer and you're a brokester and you have a monitor and keyboard already, I recommend this Mac Mini highly. And you don't have to buy them. You don't have to upgrade it. I'm saying this $599 one right here is great. They upped the RAM. It actually now has or memory has 16 gigs, which is fine for most people. The storage, 256, kind of small, but you could always hook up a little external hard drive to that. It's got gig Ethernet. Anyways, and this thing, literally, if you've seen one of those Apple TVs, you've seen the Apple TV, right? Like the little black box. It's just a little bit bigger than that. This fucking thing is powerful. There's a lot of tech YouTube reviewers that have gone through this and dissected it already and are saying the exact same thing. Like for a base computer, for if you're looking to buy a computer for your mom or dad for Christmas, or if they're looking for a computer, tell them to get one of these Mac Minis. Like I highly recommend this. It is really cool. This is a really cool announcement from Apple. Now you can also go up and you can order, the M4 Pro. And it starts getting more expensive. Like if you want top of the line, it's, you can even go higher, but it starts, the high end version of it is good. And they announced that all these new video games that are coming out for it, Cyberpunk is coming out for it in a couple months. I do like to see that finally Mac is getting some real name games coming to it. And early reports are it runs like butter on these, because these new Mac Apple processors are actually fucking legit. They destroy Intel. Like, it's insane how good these processors are. And now that they're starting to get some real games on it, we're now actually seeing how powerful they are when it comes to games, at least, because Cyberpunk running amazing on it. So check it out. They also released a new MacBook Pro. This is what I bought. I like to upgrade my Mac Pro all the time because sometimes I'm in a different city and I have to edit. I always want a good laptop to edit. I already had, I have the MacBook Pro from a couple of years ago already, but I'm going to donate that to Janice, who just started getting into editing a lot more. So I'm going to switch to this one. She can switch to my old one, which is only a couple of years old. I think hers is, that one's like a Mac M3. This one, though, just great. This has the M4 chip, but it also has the M4 Max, which, yeah, just insane. And it's not cheap. It's not a $279 laptop now, is it, kids? And then the iMacs, I wouldn't recommend the iMac anymore. I used to like the iMac Pros. The iMacs are fine, but now with the Mac Mini, you get such a better little computer for cheaper, and bring your own monitor, your own keyboard and mouse and stuff. I don't know. There you go. I went a little crazy on my MacBook Pro, though. I went 4 terabytes on the hard drive, which I think cost me an extra $1,000. But when you're editing video, 4K, multiple camera angles, that's the one thing that always fucks me up. It's not having enough space for all the video. Video editing is annoying as fuck when it comes to computers. How are you guys doing in the chat? How are you guys doing everywhere? Holy shit. Twitter X, there's almost 1,500 people here watching. YouTube, over 100. And then, of course, Twitch, same 2 people. Oh, Twitch. What's up, Pooter, on Twitch? You're one of the 2? Hilarious. You're in both the chat rooms. That's great. You haven't upgraded in 10 years. Wow. God, I would love to be somebody that hasn't upgraded in 10 years, and then you get a new laptop and be like, what's this all about? And be like, what? Life can be like this. I get it though. If I didn't edit video, if I didn't stream, if I didn't do so much shit that like editing video is one thing. Like, I will spend as much money as I have to because time is money, that whole thing. I remember it used to, when I used to edit videos back in the day for like Joe Rogan and shit like that, it would take like 8 hours to render. And then I'd be like, fuck, I need to edit that out or change something. Then you would change something and have to wait another 8 hours. And then you do that and you're like, damn it, I need to edit one more thing. Like, it was torture. It would take me a week to edit, just render a video, not edit a video, just render it. And editing it when you're just like dragging and dropping all this video and you're like, it's not real time editing. So you have to like sit there and let buffer and God, like it was torture. Now it's so much better. My main editing computer is a Mac Studio now, maxed out Mac Studio. I have a Mac Pro here, one of the cheese grater computers that I spent way too much money on before they switched to Apple Silicon, and I should be compensated for it. I think Apple owes me at least 10 free computers for buying that piece of shit. It is pretty amazing though, how much power you can get for a price. Like, I literally, this Mac Studio here, this Intel Mac Studio that I'm looking at right now, that I forget how much money it is. Let's just say it was $30,000 because it was 2 graphics cards, afterburner card, 2 hard drives. I don't know how much RAM, but it was maxed out. I think it was like $20,000 or $30,000 for this computer. And now that Mac Mini I just showed you for $600 is probably faster than this computer. And this computer is like 4 years old. But I mean, that is just the most depressing fucking example I can ever give you of how fucked up that is. This motherfucking stupid ass cheese grater. I mean, I'm not lying to you. That computer cost about, I would say, $25,000 to $30,000. And I'm not the only one that did that. Like, any YouTuber, tech YouTuber, they are all in the same boat as me. MK, Mark, Unbox Therapy guy, like Max, all those YouTubers, they all bought that thing too when it came out, spent way too much money on it, and then literally 2 years later, Apple fires Intel and releases their M1 chip that just smokes that fucking thing out of the water. Chitty Chicken, no joke. Redban, my last Death Squad sticker on the 2013 Mac you retweeted back then. So we'll be picking up a new sticker. Chitty, the new sticker pack, if you go to shopsquad.tv, new sticker pack. I don't know if I have one up here. The new stickers are like hologram. They're actually really cool. They're not even on the website right now, but if you get I don't have one. You'll get a few of these slime stickers, but there's also a new hologram sticker. I should have a couple up here to show you. I haven't put them on the website. I've been busy. Sounds like 9 Inch Nails. You desecrate me. Help me. Since it sucks, I'll take it, right, man? I like the look of it, though. That's the only reason it's still on my desk. I don't even use that fucking computer anymore. I like the look of it, though. I almost want to, like, turn it into a coffee table or something. I don't know. I also think it's one of those computers that I love the case so much. Maybe I could reuse the case and put 100 Mac Minis in there. Make it a server. That sounds like a Linus Tech Tip thing, right? Remember the radio edit of that song? Oh my God, I haven't thought about that in a while. Yeah, probably. You know what's funny is that I bought a bunch of Nine Inch Nail merch the other day. I bought a Nine Inch Nail jacket. I actually have a nice little winter Nine Inch Nail jacket right now. I can't wait to wear it. It's not cold yet, but you'll see me rocking my Nine Inch Nail jacket soon. You'll be like, "Who's that old man wearing the Nine Inch Nail jacket?" Huh? Rockstar sent me a bunch of new merch, so you'll see me rocking a bunch of Rockstar merch, like this. These nice hats, they glow if you shine a light on them. Also, Grillo's Pickles sent me a bunch of pickles. They pickled grapes. They have pickled grapes. Grillo's Pickles are great pickles. Yes. Here's all the Grillo's Pickles they sent to me. I haven't had the pickles grape. I haven't tasted them yet. Cam did not like them though. Great pickles. Great pickles. See, I can't do Trump. Yeah. How are you guys in the chat? Pickled wine. I love classic Nin too. Yep. If it wasn't for Nine Inch Nails, you guys wouldn't know me. That's a whole story I should tell someday. I've told it already on millions of podcasts, but yeah, if it wasn't for Nine Inch Nails, I would never have probably met Joe Rogan. I probably never would have moved to LA. I'm sure Joe would have started his podcast somehow. Maybe. Who knows? Would there be your mom's house? Would there be a Kill-A-Tony? Would there be an Ari Shaffir Skeptic Tank? Would there be a Brody? Would Brody Stevens still be alive? Redban 818. Because of Nine Inch Nails. Hmm. Who knows? You violate me, make me a baby. Yeah. If you don't know the Redban, I called myself Redban. If you don't know my story about Trent Reznor, I'm trying to think of a podcast. I've talked about it many times. I think on JRE, on old podcasts. I'm trying to think of one recently. But yeah, there's a whole story there. Try to see if there's any podcasts I can think of. It seems to be deleted from the internet. Actually, maybe I can find it here. Hold on. Give me a second, boys. Okay, here we go. Um, when I was, how old was I? When I was a young boy, I would say 19, 18, 18 to 20. I guess 18 to 20, maybe 21. I would say more like 18, 19. Uh, I worked at this record store called Karma Records. This is the short version, all right? Worked at this record store called Karma Records. And one day I was really stoned and I was looking at the back of a CD. And on the back of the CD, it said like, it was a Nine Inch Nails CD, and it said like management company, and it had an address. There was no internet back then, but there was an address. And I thought, man, I want to meet Trent Reznor. I wonder if I can like get an interview with him. I thought of this idea, like, what if I make a fake newsletter and say that I have this newsletter and I would like to interview him for a newsletter, like try to be a press guy. So I worked at this record store and I had all these magazines, and I would cut out pictures of Trent Reznor, and I went to a library and found some pictures, and I cut out and made these things that then I Xerox copied, made copies of, and I made up a fake newsletter. I had Q&As. I had fake people that wrote in and like had questions like, hey, this is Tina from Grove City, Ohio, you know, and I made it look like I had multiple issues of this fake newsletter. I called it Ninhead instead of Deadhead. Ninhead, Ninhead. And I have a copy of it somewhere in a box somewhere. But so then I wrote this management company, say, hey, I have this newsletter, and I was wondering if it's possible if I can interview Trent Reznor next time he's near Columbus, Ohio. And they literally called. I think they called me and said, hey, oh, that's great. Will you send us a copy of your newsletter and we'll get you hooked up with tickets? Trent's going to be there in a couple months. And so I sent them my newsletter, and they were like, this is fucking awesome. It was only like 5 pages long, and it was all black and white and shit. And they were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Any concert for Trent Reznor in the future, just let us know. You got tickets. Anything on Nothing Records, including Marilyn Manson, who I ended up hanging out with a lot and have stories about that, or Prick, or Papa Will Eat Itself, or Prick. Yeah, I already said Prick. But anyone on his record label, let us know. You get tickets. We'll get you backstage, photo passes and everything. And so I got to meet Trent Reznor. And there's me and Trent hanging backstage, both looking like nervous creeps. This was during Broken, I think. The Broken album. I forget. This is at Hara Arena in Dayton, Ohio. And look how young and I look like a Nine Inch Nail head. Yes, I am wearing a Stussy hat. But anyways, my dad, we didn't have digital cameras back then. And my dad had an old fucking camera. And so he gave me his camera. And I was like, how do I use this? And he like taught me how to, my dad pretty much taught me how to use a camera for my first time. And the cool thing is, if you're on stage, the front part of the stage, then there's like this aisle of bouncers. And then there's the mosh pit. There's a fence in the mosh pit. Well, I got to be in that aisle where the bouncers stand and look at you while you're moshing and like throw you back into the mosh pit. And I got to literally be like 3 feet above or below Trent Reznor. And I'm just holding up my camera going, cha-chink, I don't know how to use a camera so good. As a little, you saw me, little 18-year-old. Here's some photos I took. Not bad, huh? For non-digital camera. I mean, a lot of them are blurry. But some of them are all right. They're all still kind of blurry. I mean, he was screaming at me. And imagine being a Trent Reznor fan and he's going, "You let me violate you," and just spits going on. You go, you know, it was pretty cool. Yeah. And let me know you. I printed all these pictures up into like huge posters that hung on my wall growing up. Now he looks like the Crow right there. But anyways, because of that, then I got to meet Ween, who is another favorite band of mine. Then I reached out to people like Doug Stanhope and Trent, and I pretty much, you know, said, "Hey, you know, if you need me to come videotape your shows, I can like make videos." And that's how I met Rogan. That whole story has been told a million times. I don't feel like talking anymore. But that's the Trent Reznor chunk of it. That's what started the whole thing. If it wasn't for Nine Inch Nails, who knew? Who knew? Who knows? It's Trent's fault. It's all Trent's fault. It's not trans fat. It's Trent's fault. You gotta lie to yourself until it's true. What the fuck are you talking about? I also have all my old photo passes and stuff like that. I also have video too, somewhere, but it's on. I don't think I have video for Nine Inch Nails, but I have video for Ween. And it's on those mini DV, or I can't even remember what they're called anymore. Mini DV, is that right? Mini DV? See if I can. The worst thing is, back in the day, is that I went to this really cool Marilyn Manson concert once, and none of the photos, like I didn't have the film in right or something like that, and all the photos got lost. That really pissed me off. Here is, let's see if I have another photo for you guys. Here is me as a freshman in college. This was about the time that I did all this Nine Inch Nails shit. I also sold nitrous. I would go up to Canada. It was a lot easier to go over the border in Canada. And we had this friend who was a dentist or knew a dentist and would buy tanks of nitrous from him. And for a while, I supported myself selling nitrous balloons. And at this time, you can't tell, but I had really long hair and it was back in a ponytail. But there's my little nitrous tank right there. And you see my little Nine Inch Nails sticker on my chest. Right there on the blue chest in front of me. You can also see the poster for the movie Singles on the wall, because I used to be a projectionist at this time also. And so I got a lot of movie posters, and the exit sign I stole from the movie theater. You can also see my bong right there, the little green bong. I don't know if you can see my cursor. Oh, that was when I was a hippie. It's right here, my green bong. It was a graphics bong. Do they still sell graphics bongs? I don't even know if they sell graphics bongs. Natural Born Killers poster right here next to the Singles poster behind this carpet thing. That carpet, I don't know why I had that hanging up, but it pretty much blocked the bathroom. I think because the bathroom was cold. I live in Ohio, so I put all these blankets up to stop all the cold air coming in, because this was a studio apartment. This was my living room / bedroom. I was facing my bed. That was over here. There's my hair when it was getting a little bit longer. There's some paintings I did on the wall. There's Morrison, Jim Morrison. I forget what this painting was. I don't remember that one. Hippie shit though. There's me. I want to say it's maybe my 20th birthday. This is the crew I hung out with. This guy on the right was my roommate, Hiram, Puerto Rican. I don't remember these two people's names, but this is my friend Michelle, who I'm still friends with, and now she's a very successful business owner in Los Angeles. And it's really crazy because I used to kind of date her in college, and then we lost touch. And when you lose touch back then, it was really hard to find somebody. And then when the internet started to catch on and shit like that, I was like, damn it, I don't remember Michelle's last name. I couldn't remember her last name. So I think it was like around the time MySpace came out. I'm like, fuck, I want to remember Michelle's name so bad. And this is like the coolest thing that ever happened to me. For years, I was trying to remember her name, and none of my friends remembered her name either, because we're all hippies and followed the Grateful Dead. You know, we used to go to Dead shows and sell acid and nitrous and shit. But one day, and this is when I was about 32, I had moved to Los Angeles, and I was 32, and I was like, man, I still didn't know her last name. But one night I had a dream. I had a dream about her, and she was like drowning or something. I can't remember the dream now. Shit. I think she was drowning. And was she drowning? I think she was drowning. And I saw her drowning, and I went and saved her. God, I don't remember this part. I think I said it on a podcast once, but it's been so long. It's been like 15 years since this happened or so. I think she was drowning, and I saved her. And it was her. And then on the news, in my dream, on the news, they were like, man saves woman from the ocean. Michelle blah, 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 like her last name. And I just suddenly woke up, and I'm like, it's Michelle blah, blah, blah. Like in my dream, in a dream news report of me saving her life, drowning. I then woke up immediately, remembered her last name, Googled her, or not Googled, I guess it was MySpaced her, and found out she lived in Los Angeles also. We both lived in Ohio. She lived in Los Angeles and had a successful company. And I add friend, sent her a message, and it was like, Michelle, holy shit, you live in LA? I live in LA. And then we hung out like the next day, and we reunited. And like she's like a huge successful girl in the fashion industry, owns a huge company. But that was like like a good example how one time, like a dream, I had a dream and it helped me out in real life. It's like something that like I had to go deep in my brain to find, and it only came out in a dream. Like I'm sure like I could have done like ayahuasca or something like that, and that I could have maybe got there also. But and the fact that she lived in Los Angeles also, you don't understand how crazy that part is, because all these people on this couch, except me and her, they all still live in Ohio. They all pretty much do the guy on the left of me is my old roommate, one of my best friends, Shane, with the cat in the hat. He still lives in Ohio. Hiram, my roommate, still lives in Ohio. I don't remember these two people. I'm sure they live in Ohio. But it was rare for anyone to move out of Ohio. Ohio, like I said, you know, it's small town still pretty much. And the last thing you would do is move to LA. And the fact that she moved to LA before me and started this huge company, amazing. I talked to her about 2 weeks ago also. We still talk. Crazy. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here. I don't know what should I do now? Should I tell you another crazy story? Or should we look at some VR news? Do we have any fun VR news? What time is it? It's already 1:21. Or we've already been streaming for an hour and 21 minutes. You know what? I got some quick VR news. Maybe I can think of a news story while I do this. I'm just going to blow through this real quick. I think we talked about this recently. Nintendo VR, I think, is going to happen. Well, now Nintendo has published a new patent that could point to its next iteration of Labo VR for its long-awaited Switch successor. There's been rumors that Nintendo's about to release a new Switch any day now. I would probably say within the next 6 months if I were to guess. And that maybe it's going to bring VR to it. They've always been kind of a VR company. They've tried it back in the day with the old, what's that shit called? The old VR thing that failed. Anyways, they have that Labo thing that's like all these fun things for kids to do. And making it a VR headset seems like something that's right up Nintendo's alley. But now Nintendo has published a patent in Japanese that appears to be a VR add-on similar to its Labo VR kit first released in 2019, which allowed users to essentially build a VR display add-on for use in experimental mini games and for playing a handful of traditional Switch titles in 3D. There you go. We'll see what happens. Alien Rogue Incursion. My friend Matt is so ready for this. You have a friend that's just addicted to the Alien games? Well, playing Aliens in VR, that's crazy. Let's look at this first preview. This game is coming to all major headsets this December. And if you know anything about VR, it's scary. When it's a scary game, it makes the game even scarier. Well, you mix Aliens with that, that sounds like nightmare fuel. Let's take a look at this first preview from IGN.
Like plenty of Alien fans, I've spent my fair share of time wondering how well I'd do if I ended up in an alien situation. Stuck on a busted ship in a corner of space in a game of survival against terrifyingly resilient creatures. Turns out, maybe not that bad, if Alien Rogue Incursion is any analog. I had steeled myself for my playtime with Servio's upcoming Alien VR game to be overwhelmingly terrifying, with xenomorphs lunging at me to the point where I would struggle with my coordination. And it certainly had moments of classic alien horror. Watching from below the grates as a xenomorph drags a body over the rafters hits a little differently when it's seemingly happening directly.
I don't know if any of you guys played an Alien game on the PC, but it's scary. And the thing, like it being in the air vents and shit like that, or as you saw it just running above, is scary. Just for the regular PC version. Now imagine it being, this is like you're going to have a heart attack kind of shit.
Directly above your own head. But Rogue Incursion was never endlessly frenetic. If anything, it deliberately moves slowly in parts to spatially acclimate and give people like me, who can't help but touch things that are laying around, a chance to explore and discover the story of this alien property for myself.
Lester. It's safe.
That's what Alien Rogue Incursion's creative director, TQ Jefferson, was going for when he pitched it, as he explained after my demo. The team wanted to find the white space of the franchise, the areas that haven't really been touched yet, where they could go in and craft something original. The result was a cinematic experience that isn't obsessed with leveling up or unlocking map areas, but a story where the players themselves, through the main character, feels the urgency to find a path forward to survive. In Rogue Incursion, which was made concurrent to Alien Romulus, but on a different compartmentalized track,
this should look scary. Let's skip ahead. If you want to watch this whole thing, by the way, go to IGN on YouTube. Let's look at some action. Start here.
And get used to both the weapons and utilities at my disposal, and the directional controls of the game, done through joysticks and not head-turning. But it didn't take me all that long to get the hang of it. According to Jefferson and White, Rogue Incursion specifically introduces all of these features at a pace that's palatable to VR newcomers, whom they hope to lure with the sweet, sweet alien property. On my mission, I acquired a high-grade plasma soldering iron to unseal welded doors, which I found to be particularly satisfying. And the old reliables, like my handy motion sensor, med kit, and especially crucial pulse rifle, were all in their most logical places, so that I wasn't accidentally pulling out my map tablet when I needed to shoot at a xenomorph that suddenly started running at me. In fact, when something like that happened, I was encouraged to drop everything else to pull out my gun, and pick it back up once I was safe. A very real, very human response to danger. I shouldn't go on any longer without talking about the stars of the show, the Xenomorphs. White said their primary behavioral inspiration actually came from the clever girl velociraptors in Jurassic Park. So instead of the kind of solo cat and mouse game with the Xenomorph in Alien Isolation, the acid-blooded bastards here are smart enough to stealthily hunt in packs and flank their prey. Well, it's definitely distressing.
That is cool. I like the idea of these aliens just fucking hunting you. Anyways, this game comes out in December. Watch that full preview on IGN if you want to watch that whole thing. Yeah. December 19th. It's coming out on PS VR 2, PC, and Quest 3 and 3S, which, if you don't know, guys, if you haven't got VR yet, there's a new 3S. I think it's like $300. There's a new Quest for $300. Good entry baby step into Quest for a good price. And it's actually a really good headset for your first headset. Speaking of the Quest 3, Meta silently increased the Quest 3's maximum GPU clock speed. Out of nowhere, they overclocked the Quest. A few months ago, without an announcement, Meta increased the maximum GPU clock frequency of the Quest 3 with a firmware update, and this carried over to the Quest 3S. Before the change, the maximum possible GPU was 545 megahertz. Now it's 599. All right, sure. It's not a huge update, but that's a pretty good. That's 16% faster. That's good. That's good. So that's cool. Google seems to be preparing the Play Store for a Samsung headset. Ooh, is Samsung getting into the game? Why not? Samsung has got like some of the best phones that compete with the iPhone. Like Samsung has the worst refrigerators, allegedly. But Google seems to be preparing their Play Store as if something is about to come out on the Android. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The findings suggest Google is getting closer to sharing more details about Android XR, the upcoming XR platform. And it plans to debut it in a headset being built by Samsung. So Android is getting in on the XR at least. Pretty soon, Apple VR, XR, Google, they're all going to have the headsets, guys. I know. We've been saying that since 2020 or even earlier. Baby steps. Do I have any more news? I don't even think I have any more news I want to talk about. I don't think there's any more news. There's nothing. I don't really want to talk about anything else. Talk to you guys, and then we'll take a intermission and play part 2 of Virtual Redban in VR. I miss it. It's been a while. It's been a while since I played some VR, and let me tell you, I need it. How are you guys in the chat room? Ghostbuster Hasbro toys. Fartgate is bringing up the Hasbro Labs. Is that what it's called? I bought some stuff from this. I sold some stuff. I bought Jabba the Hutt's barrier cargo floating, like one of the first things that Hasbro Labs ever made. I bought, didn't open it, and then when I moved to Texas, I sold it. I mean, I think I made like $1,000 off it. I probably could have. I should have saved it for longer, but yeah. If you don't know Hasbro, toy maker, they make all the cool toys, G.I. Joe and shit like that. They have like this whole like subdivision that just make cool shit, and it's like you have to kind of sign up like a Kickstarter, and if they get a certain amount of people, they make something cool. If you don't know Hasbro Labs and you're a nerd, then you're not a nerd. If you've never heard of Hasbro Labs, then you're not a nerd. They make some cool shit. Anyways, they announced their next project. And let me tell you, I'm a nerd, but I also have stopped myself from buying this because as much as I want it, I just need to stop, you know? But I still might do it. I might do it tonight. But if you haven't heard, their next project is a recreation of not just one, but I believe two of the Ghostbusters Echo ones. You know, the cars? I mean, just check this shit out. Just check that out. I think it's the sequel, the first one in the sequel. And it comes with, you know, Ghost. It comes with Rick Moranis. It comes with the librarian bitch. You could buy different versions of it. They're huge. They're big. They're detailed. Look, that's 22 inches long. It's almost 2 feet long. Yeah, that's a huge recreation. It's cool. I mean, just look at the photos. Look at that. This was, by the way, as a kid, I saw Ghostbusters in the movie theater. That's how old I am. And this was the scariest thing that I've ever seen in my life. That was the scariest thing I ever saw in my life. When she looks over and goes, shh, and then she turns into a son of a bitch. I was always a Slimer fan. But look, you get all these characters. I mean, this is just nerd shit. God damn it, I might buy this. There's Rick Moranis. God damn it. See, this sucks because I see this. This is why I can't have kids. I see this, and that's so fucked up. Like, you could have put that in your kid's college tuition fund, and you're 50 years old and you're buying some fucking toys. You know how embarrassing it is to buy a toy at 50 years old? My dad would never have bought a toy at 50 years. He was fixing the car. He was trying to break perpetual motion using a bike tire and magnets. And I'm buying a fucking Ghostbusters car. Good job, Brian. Fucking psycho, get away from me.
Here's something off the request line from Liberty Island.
I will say, I have not watched this trailer before, and if you're watching the replay of Virtual Redban and there's a part that's cut out, it's because we were playing the trailer from HasbroPulse.com, HasLabs, and they're showing parts of Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I will say I like Ghostbusters 2 a lot, but the one thing that bugged me, even as a kid, I did not like, is when they were controlling the Statue of Liberty with an NES Advantage controller. It was the Nintendo controller for the original NES, and it was a joystick. And I remember them controlling the Statue of Liberty, and I was like, this is a product placement. I don't even know what that word, Wayne's World hasn't even come out yet. And I know there's something not right here. Nintendo paid them. Like, and by the way, I have not seen Ghostbusters 2 in a while. Somebody in the chat room let me know that's a real thing. Like, that is a real thing, right? They were controlling the Statue of Liberty using an NES Advantage. Did I just dream that? Because I have not seen that movie in over 15 years. So, shit, I should watch that again. Throw your proton pack on your back and you split. Right? Yes, you are right. And as a kid, I was like, hey, that's an ad. Taylor, damn, yeah, it's so funny because Wayne's World didn't come out and teach us about product placements. And there were until that one famous part of Wayne's World where they're like, little, tiny, different, you know. But I remember even as a kid going, ew, wait, that controller sucks. Wait, why is this in Ghostbusters? Ew. Like, it felt weird as a kid. Now, when Ghostbusters 2 came out, I was older. I saw Ghostbusters in the movie theater, I'd probably say, what is it, 85 or something like that? I don't remember. But I think I was in high school when Ghostbusters 2 came out. So I think I was even working at no, maybe I wasn't working at a movie theater at that point. I don't know when Ghostbusters 2 came out. Ghostbusters 1 was like 85, right? Something like 84, 85. Ghostbusters 2, maybe 89, 88. Maybe I was middle school freshman. Anyways, I just remember thinking that was gross when that happened.
It's slime time.
Hold on. Have we all gone mad?
I guess so, Pete, because that's not all. Tell them, Egon.
Oh, you mean the Ghostbusters hot beverage thermal mug and free balloons for the kids?
I love that. Is that from Ghostbusters 2? Man, I should rewatch this. They had merch back then. Oh yeah, that's right. They were selling out and shit. Wait, was this from the first movie or the second? That looks like the second one, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Is this first? I need to rewatch all the Ghostbusters, I guess. That's hilarious. It comes with a mug and balloon. Closes in 30 days, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, whoever, I forget who it was that told me to look at this. I think it was Fartgate. Was it Fartgate? I forget who it was that told me. I think it was Fartgate. Why do I remember it being Fartgate? Oh, you're an asshole, dude. I got that out of my head. And now I'm going to be thinking of this fucking shit all night long. And now I'm going to get fucking tiny balloons and coffee mug Ernie's. I am going to buy this, ain't I? This is going to be a drunk purchase in the future. You know, the bad thing is that I already see myself doing a virtual Redban about this. But that's the bad part. It like doesn't come out until next year. I think it's like November of next year. It's when it gets delivered. That's the shit I don't like. Because they're taking a chance that all the people that pre-order this are a certain age. And I think like 50% of them are going to die. That's Hasbro, HasLabs. That's their fucking secret sauce. Dude, we put something out for sale and it's only attracting a certain age group that has money to spend, and they usually die of cancer around this age group. So we actually only have to ship out 50% of the orders. That's what it is. God damn, I'm gonna buy this.
Let's run some red lights!
Oh, I'm getting that deluxe model. Fuck that. Look, you get all these extra little pieces of plastic. So there you go, Hasbro Pulse. It's HasLab. I'm a fan of HasLab. I love Hasbro because I grew up G.I. Joe Transformers. So I get it. I get it. I'm just trying to grow up a little. And, you know, it's hard for me to grow up a little, but especially when it comes to Ghostbusters and stuff. I don't, you know, I'm already a nerd. I'm trying to less nerd myself a little. Because, you know, you get this Ecto 1 recreation and you look at it a couple of times and you put it on a shelf. And then what's next? What's next? What's next? And this is my Ecto Lab HasLab collector's item deluxe kit even. And I want you to know that I have collected not only the first one, but I got all the Ghostbusters in extra plastic. It cost me $400. My kid is washing my car right now, and to save up for college, because I spent all my money on the Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters 2, where they actually drove the Statue of Liberty with a NES Advantage controller. All right, we're going to close off this episode of Virtual Redban. I'm going to try to see if I can find Ghostbusters 2. Also, by the way, if you're watching this on repeat, this part is probably cut out also. Yeah. I think this is real. But first, before we watch it, let's check out the NES version of Ghostbusters 2. That's right. When this movie came out, they had a video game for Ghostbusters 2, and you kids with your Call of Duties and your little Fortnites doing your little dances don't know what we had to go through. We had to go through this shit, guys, and let you know this was like the best graphics we ever saw. What the hell? I've never played this game before. Is this a real game? This can't be a real game. Wait, are you seriously Ghostbusters 2 on NES? You were actually the Statue of Liberty, and it was like a Galaga clone? And underneath the score, it says, slimed. Wait, what year was this? Does it say on here? God, this is horrible. All right, let's get back to what we want to see. The Statue of Liberty. All right, I'm going to turn down the audio and try not to get a copyright strike until we see what we want to see. Obviously, the Ghostbusters are looking at the Statue of Liberty, and they're all going like, hey, that's a Statue of Liberty. How are we going to beat those ghosts? And then they cut to what looks like Ernie. They're hooking up some wires. See, back then, when this movie came out, you show us a cutscene of people plugging in wires, and like Dan Aykroyd plugging in a wire into a box that has a red cable. We believe you. Whatever you're doing, it's going to work because all these wires. We've seen wires. We just heard about this cable TV. It's a wire. Wired controllers, wired remotes. We know what wires are, and if there's enough wires and boxes and red wires, cut it out. You can do anything, including taking over. There we mother fudging popsicle go. I was right. That is the NES Advantage. That is the controller that you could buy for the Nintendo, the first Nintendo NES system that gave you a joystick. It also, if I remember, it had like turbo mode. There was a button that made it go so you just had to push the button instead of going like track and field. You put those on and damn, gold. It kind of was a hack that ruined games. You used to have to take a pencil and slide it from the A and B button. If you guys know that, you're old. But let's look at this wiring diagram. So they hacked an NES controller to work with the supernatural. So, of course, the first thing you do when that happens, you have to have a gay pride ribbon cable. Gay pride ribbon cable goes to the back circuit board, and we can tell what's going on here. We got a lot of resistors. We got a couple more red cables. Always have to have some red and yellow cables. That makes it seem more legit. We also have just some white paper. And you know what? A little yellow cable over here and over here ain't gonna hurt nobody. Now, I don't remember this red button being, or this red light here, or this white light. I think those were just Tic Tacs. If you don't know what Tic Tacs are anymore, I'm sorry. I think they just glued some Tic Tacs on there. But supposedly this technology is going to control the Statue of Liberty. And if it wasn't for this gay pride ribbon cable, it would never have happened. The Statue of Liberty's face right now. I want you to look at this. And I want you to think of that gay ribbon cable. I want you to remember that. Because during those years, there was something about like men with pouty lips. Like I tried to do it when I showed you my Trump costume. I was going I was trying to do pouty lips, and I was trying really hard to do pouty lips because everyone knows, you know, you show little pouty lips, then you feel like superior. I don't know why, you know. I get it why girls like pay a lot of money to get lip inject because like, But if you notice, the Statue of Liberty always pouty lip. Like that's some full lips. Now I get the Statue of Liberty is non-binary. Like Statue of Liberty is not a male or a female. I don't know if you noticed that. There's no boobs on the Statue of Liberty. Right? If you didn't know that, I don't know if you guys know that or not. There's no boobs on the Statue of Liberty. Think in your head right now. I know you don't have I'll try to find a picture of the Statue of Liberty right now. Statue of Liberty. There is no boobs. It's the most flat-chested woman I've ever seen in my life. If you think that there's tits on the Statue of Liberty, you are wrong. Now, a lot of people are saying it's because of her fit, whatever the word is. It's not her fit. even though you think it's a woman, it is the most unbinary thing I've ever seen in my life. Did you think the Statue of Liberty was a woman or a guy? Maybe I'm the only one that thought it was a woman. Maybe it's me. Anyway, Statue of Liberty, no boobs. Is it a guy or a girl? Holy shit. Lady Liberty. Thank you. Oh my God. I thought I was going crazy for a second. All right. So the Statue of Liberty is supposed to be a woman. But come on. If you scan these boobs with your IDARs, you'll see immediately there's not even a little peeky poo nipple. There's not even a little tic-tac, half tic-tac on that advantage. Like, I guess there's like something maybe going on. There's something happening here. Can we get closer? All right, let's try to get closer. I guess there is maybe a little like beanbag. I don't know. Would you call this a little beanbag? Little hot pocket, where I guess all the wrinkles kind of stop and be like, that's a puffy ass nipple. But I don't think it is, because like there's none on the other side to think like maybe there's two. See, I almost want to think that that's just like her cross, and she, I don't know, it was like irritating his skin, and so she wrapped some pig skin around it. I don't know. What am I saying? Anyways, look at those pouty lips, though. And what I was saying is Voltron has pouty lips also. Look at Voltron. Voltron has pouty lips. Look, I'm a pouty baby. Back then, that's what you wanted. And it was very popular for pouty lips. Did you know Voltron was the Statue of Liberty's, that's what, like, you know, Statue of Liberty is like the Clark Kent or the Peter Parker, and Voltron's like the Statue of Liberty's secret. He's a guy. He has a bunch of friends, and they're all into cats. A lot of people don't know this.
Big Apple.
Whoa. Wait. Was that Dennis Quaid? Hey, what's going on, Big Apple? I'm Dennis Quaid. Wait, is that, by the way, that's a Sony Walkman. I used to have that fucking exact walk. Where's the bass boost button at? There used to be a switch where it was bass boost and it just made the bass bigger. Oh my God. Maybe this is before bass boost. It had auto reverse though. You know, that's a high-end model when it goes on the other side. Wait.
Here's juice from you, Big Apple.
That was Dennis Quaid, or Randy Quaid. What's going on? I'm Randy. I'm Dennis Quaid, Big Apple. All right. I hated that song. Even as a kid, I hated that song. That song came on, it made the slime all sad, so it started dripping down like something off a girl's butt. And then they were like, you know what? It's time to get this Nintendo Advantage. I want you to know right now, Dan Aykroyd's acting out of these four. Wait, Dan Aykroyd's still alive, so hopefully he doesn't see it. Dan, if you're watching this, do not watch any more of this, because Dan, I mean, the time period, what a little cheese dick he is, right? He knows what he's doing. He's drunk on his own fucking Skull vodka. He knows what he's doing. But look at everyone else is like, oh my God, the Statue of Liberty's torch just got crazy. But he's the only one that's like, like that. Like everyone else is like, oh, realistic looking. Oh, wow. I can't believe it. He's like, all right. Maybe it's his character. Maybe, yeah, he was really into his character. But all right, just watch it. It's a badass shot. And this shot, but for the time period, I mean, now it looks stupid. He looks like he's just sliding it around, and there's no water effects. Like, God, man, this needs a remaster. Why are we getting remasters of Star Wars that none of us wanted? But if they made a Ghostbusters remaster, like, you have all you need is just some ocean. Like, look, you're walking through the ocean. This would be all like wavy. This wouldn't be a flat line. Like, this is ocean. This is city. See how realistic robots. This looks like an NES. This looks like a cutscene. Doesn't this look like a cutscene? That doesn't even look like real buildings. That's definitely not a real ocean. And there's no movement of the water. The Statue of fucking Liberty is walking through the water. By the way, how deep is the water? And how tall is Statue of Liberty? I don't know. It seems like you're close to shore. It seems like you'd be crotch high. Right? I don't think that does New York just cut down and go down like a mile down or something? How big is the Statue of Liberty? Look at that. Just walking, no water effects. All the money was spent on the fire. Even that. Look at, you're getting this close to the Statue of Liberty walking through water, and there's not even a little bit of waves. This is a movie that needs a remake so bad, and not like change anything, just make everything more realistic. Ooh, maybe this is the reason I don't watch Ghostbusters 2. How did we even think? See, that's the problem. We've never seen anything like this before. The last thing we were looking at is like, that's not realistic. I don't know. We were just amazed. It was like, oh my God. Wait. The Bible's not real? What? We were just in shock. It's so crazy. Like, younger people have no idea. Us older people figured this out. Like, we didn't know. Cheech. Here's Cheech. And the guy on the left, wasn't he like some guy in the UK? Some prime minister or someone? I don't know. But there you go. That's it. That's it. I'm already going to get banned for showing that much and smoking this green tea. Don't smoke green tea. Drink it. Put some lemonade in there. Make an Arnold Palmer. Guys, welcome to Virtual Redban. If it's your first time here, hello. Part 1 is where I talk about dumb shit, nerd shit. Look at Ghostbusters 2 for no reason. You know, normal stuff. Part 2, though, is where I dress up as a woman in virtual reality. And me and my friends hang out and smoke and drink and get wasted and just explore the worlds of virtual reality. Go on amusement park rides, rob people, sit by a pool and talk. It's just random. Part 2 is a good background noise show. Put it on in the background where you're looking at TikToks or, you know, doing shit. Part 2 is about to start in about 15 or 20 minutes. This part is about to end. And if you're watching on Twitch or Twitter or X, make sure you go to youtube.com/redban. Part 2 is about to start. I'm going to put a tweet out. I'm going to put an Instagram out with the new link pretty soon. But we'll see you soon. So grab a drink, take a piss, walk the dog, get ready for Virtual Redban 2. See you soon.